we did the perceptron training rule. So now we'll do some example on that. Now I told you that the most important thing to learn here is this delta wi, how it is calculated. Now delta wi is actually nothing but the product of the learning rate, the input, and the difference between the target output and the actual output produced by the perceptron. Now so what is the algorithm for the perceptron training? First, we initialize the weights randomly. We can take any weights we want, and then we decide how many epochs we need to train the perceptron. Then we can choose any number of epochs as we want. If we are actually training them, then it is preferred to use 10,000, but if we are doing the numericals, 2 or 3 or maybe 5 is okay. Then for each training example, which is x belongs to the capital set of x, which is the inputs, the all set of inputs, and this we take a particular input here, and then we compute the function x comma w vector. So we do nothing here, but we just use that formula where we take bias as w naught. So w naught plus w1 x1 plus w2 x2 plus w3 x3, and how many inputs are there, that depends. And if that is greater than 0, we take it as 1, and if it is less than 0, we take it as -1. And then we check if whatever we got is the target output or not. If that is not the target output, we calculate delta wi, which is again, as I told you, learning rate into target output minus actual output into the corresponding input. Then we put this delta wi in the formula wi plus delta wi. Now if the weights are to be reduced, the delta wi will be negative automatically, as we already did here. And if the weight is to be increased, the delta wi will be positive automatically, thanks to this target output minus actual output difference. Now this is the example which we are supposed to do. Now here we have two inputs, x1 and x2, and we have our expected output here. Suppose we took any number of weights. Let's say we took w1.2, w2.1, and the bias as 0.1. So so first we predict the output. So how do we predict the output? We take b plus w1 x1 plus w2 x2, which will be 0 plus 0.1, which will be 0.1. The sum will be 0.1, which is greater than 0, so our predicted output will be 1. Now here, since the output is not matching the expected output, we do the weight update. How do we do the weight update? We do w1 is equal to w1 plus delta w1. What is delta w1? Again, the learning rate, which is 0.01 here. So 0.01 into actual target output, which is 0, expected output, minus actual output, which is 1, into the weight, the corresponding weight. So the w1's corresponding weight is x1, which is 0. So now our w1 becomes 0.2, because this gets 0 as multiplied with 0. Similarly, w2 is also not changed, because it is also the delta w2 is multiplied with is a product of 0 and some number, so it will also not be changing. So w2 is also 0.1. Then we move on to the second input, which is x1 is 0, x2 is 1, our expected output is 0. And then we take the sum again, b plus w1 x1 plus w2 x2. Now this time we get the sum as 0.2, which is again greater than 0, so our actual output will be 1. Now since again this is not matching our expected output, we perform the change of weights. How do we update the weight? Again, learning rate into the difference between expected output and actual output into the corresponding input. This gives us delta wi, which we add to our corresponding weight, and then we get our new updated weights. So this time again the w1 is not changed, it will remain 0.2, but w2 has been changed, it will be 0.09 now. Then we move ahead, we all again get the different inputs, and then we perform the same thing again. The weights are changed again. Then again in the fourth time we again get some value. Now this time, since we did not get any change in the values, so we are not doing any weight update here. And even if we try to do any weight update, it will not happen, because expected output minus the actual output is 0 in this case. Now this, we perform this for a particular number of times, and actually we are supposed to perform this till we get all the values matching with the expected output. Now this is not possible when we are doing the this is not possible when we are actually doing these numericals. So it is suggested that you specify beforehand that this is the number of epochs for which I will be performing the algorithm. Otherwise it will be given in the question, and you can just directly see how many number of times you are supposed to perform this algorithm repeatedly. Or if it is not given, then you need to specify beforehand, because if you are looking towards the expected output matching with the actual output, then it will take a lot of time and it will not be beneficial for the test. So that was all, and thanks a lot everyone for watching.